Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of Trials Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master, Luke, and joining me is...
Howdy folks, my name's Ben, and I'll be playing Winsler Wallaby, the level 4 whimsical wizard, with his ever-so-trusted companion, Mr. Wiggles.
Hello, I'm Carla, and I play the level 4 Vogue-posing tiefling rogue, Integrity Addleberry.
When'd you Vogue?
She does now!
Clearly.
I'm about to start voguing.
You know we can't see when you vogue.
The best
Right.
time to vogue was yesterday. The second best time to vogue is now.
Nice.
Hi guys, I'm Sarah. I play Mira Marchand, a level 4 half-elf bard. In a world without trains, she's traveling to other planes.
Wonderful.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I
Who
play...
are you?
Must you always interrupt her?
To ask her
It's
the
either-
question she was answering?
It's either my name is wrong, or he interrupts my intro. It's one of those two things every time. Hi, my name is Sam, and I play Serenep Cinderman. I am a level 4 human sorcerer who will gladly share her childhood memories with a complete stranger in exchange for jewel-encrusted spoons.
And once again, Sam wins the intros.
Yep.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students entered the hyper-saturated plane of Isithil with their mentor Artis Artesian. After arriving in the small clearing of Pitter, they met Algot, the banished root smasher, a sleeping bipedal bee, and Celty, a blue-skinned grandma-esque interplanar merchant. After eating some snacks and haggling for some magic goodies, Winsler asked about her scale, and that's where we find ourselves right now. So to set the scene once more, you're in a conical house. There's 3 floors. The top 2 floors are more loft-esque, accessible by a central spiral staircase. The room itself, or like the walls itself, are blue, and there's some accents of bright colored red. Nothing in this place is lacking for vibrancy. Additionally, you're talking with Celty. She has white hair. She's about 2 or 3 feet tall. I forget what I said, and I didn't write it down. And she has light blue skin. And Winsler, you were asking about her scale.
Your scale! That's where I left off last time.
Is that the exact quote?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember.
She's going to, in her voice, which has not changed in the 3 weeks since we last recorded, say, "Oh, this scale, well, it'll cost you mightily, my friend."
I'm gonna reach into my pocket and pull out some of the sand that I collected a while back.
Yes, from the book.
Yes. And I'm just gonna place it on the table. So, I got this sand from a magical book. I have very strong memories tied to this place. It's where me and my friends may have probably died if we weren't too careful.
Make a persuasion check, please.
It's also sand. That's a 10.
She kind of looks at it. It's in a bag, right?
Yeah.
She kind of looks at it, pokes it with her pinky finger that's kind of like shriveled up, and goes, "Just normal sand?
Magical book sand.
But does it have any particularly interesting qualities?"
I'd imagine if you tasted it, it might be a little different than regular sand.
Well, it's not just about the thing, right? It's about the memories associated with it. And this one would be really good because all of us have associated memory. Well, most of us, but 3 of us have memories associated with it. So you could, get a lot of value out of it.
I guarantee you at least 2 other of us in this room have at least put their foot in this specific pile of sand, which it came from.
Mira, can you also make a persuasion check, please?
8 plus 6, 14.
Okay. She's going to look at it and kind of like tap her face with her finger a couple times as if she's thinking deep thoughts like, do I want this sand in exchange for my really cool scale? She's going to say that out loud. But do I just want this book sand for my really cool scale?
And our memories.
I think you need... And your memories, of course. Yes, that goes
Each
without
memory
saying.
is embedded in each little grain of sand.
That's quite the value. But I think you'll have to sweeten the deal for me.
Whoa, wait.
Boyo.
Seltie, think about this, okay? This sand can be controversial in the future. If anyone dies while in that book, think about the controversy. Everyone's gonna want that sand. Where's the sand from the book-killing book?
Yeah, it's like a roadside attraction, you know? Come one, come all, see the sand that murdered someone.
Or if it's like needed evidence for a crime scene.
So you're telling me it's a famous book?
It's a long-term
You'd
investment.
So the three of you have been in the book.
Yes.
Yes.
And you, tall, immense, giantess lady.
God damn it.
Have you heard of this book, which you've never been in?
I give her a look like,
Have you
come
heard of
on,
this?
you've heard of the book, right?
Yes, they told me about everything.
Prior to them telling you, did you know about the book?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Make a deception check, you lying piece of crap.
Whoa.
We've corrupted her!
Language. I have giant baby ears, excuse you.
Peer pressure.
It's deception? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Where'd it go? That is a unnatural 20.
Interesting analysis.
It-
Interesting math.
Is it really an analysis if she's just reading the number off the dice?
Data analysis.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll a different thing to do the data analysis of counting the dice, or how deep
Run
are
a
we going
Nova
with
on that,
this?
please.
Error.
Stop.
I'm done classes. If someone says a
she
number
kind of-
near me again, I'm gonna explode.
We just said like a multiple
5.
I'm gonna
numbers.
explode. Oh fuck, I'm done with the podcast, guys. I'm outie. Time to cry.
Celty kind of looks at each and every single one of you meaningfully, and then at you, finally, Winsler, are the last one she looks at, and narrows her eyes and says, "All right, that'll do for about half the price of this old scale. And scratches her chin with her, like, she has very sharp, long fingernails, except for on her pinky, which I did say was shriveled, so it doesn't have a very long fingernail, nor is it long. And she scratches her chin and then goes, how about, I know. How about you trade me a bit of your soul? Not now. Just a little contract. When I die, you can have 1/16 of my soul. Easy.
Time for Winsler to multi-class into
she's
Warlock.
gonna turn you into a
Wait,
Horcrux.
So, how does that
Fuck.
work? So if I offer you some of my soul,
When you die of
but then you
natural
die, I get
causes.
some of your. I'm confused.
No, it's like when you die, it's like
I feel
a
like
loan.
you have a flawed business
I'm
model
loaning
here,
you
lady.
the scale. I'm loaning you the scale. One day you will die, inevitably,
Bold assumption.
and then I get your soul, a part of your soul. The rest of it goes off to do whatever it does to fulfill other loans. 1/16 is nothing, child. There are devils out there take a quarter of it, no problem.
May I insight check this lady to see if she's super evil and intends to be evil
Sure.
I
with
want
his
to
soul?
insight that just in case.
19 plus 2, 21.
Okay, Windsor, you're also rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do remember Artis was like, yeah, don't make a deal with beings here.
That was 15.
Interesting. Mira, historically, making deals where you trade part of your soul away is not the best thing, nor good aligned beings typically don't ask for part of your soul in a mercantile deal.
Yeah, that seems about logical.
But I really want that scale.
Why do you
Which
need
part
the
of
scale?
Winsler's soul, though?
The foot.
The foot soul would work.
Excuse me, can we put a pause on this deal for a second, just for like 2 secs?
Oh, well, it's a take it or leave it. You have a couple minutes.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna kind of pull Winsler aside, and I'm gonna be like, do you remember when we were standing in front of Artis in his office, and he was like, you shouldn't make a deal with things, and that's the biggest danger here. I feel like, even though he is a creep, this is maybe a time when we should listen to him.
I have a bit of a short-term memory loss, so I don't remember that
He
scenario
did. He
happening.
did definitely say that, and we should definitely be careful. There is
I-
no
I-
good reason to need someone's soul, right?
You can make an Arcana check if you want to figure out a good reason to use someone's soul.
No, I don't think you can find any use for a soul.
Yeah, so if she wants your soul, it's probably not for any good standard magic. Like, it's a cool scale, but we don't even really know what it can do besides, like, weigh items for transactions, and I don't think you're really selling anything. It's a neat thing, and, like, trading some sand for it is all well and good, but maybe not a soul.
I might have something else that I could offer up.
And yeah.
I'm going to shuffle through my bag, and I'm going to pull out the... Hold on one second. It is the Fauna of the North book. That was also from the book.
The book from within the book.
Ah, yes.
The meta book.
This here came from the same book that the sand did, except this is an actual book that came from within the book. So you got some bookception going on here.
Pulls out she opens her small coat, and from an inside pocket pulls out a small pair of round spectacles and puts them on, and they kind of like fall down to the very tip of her nose, and she kind of goes, "Hand it here,"
I'm going to hand it over.
and puts her hand out, and then she's going to open the front cover,
Oh, shit.
and a badger
Oh, shit! Oh,
is
fuck.
going to appear in her hands, which she's going to promptly drop and then jump back, and it's going to just like wiggle around the floor and look up and look straight at you, and there's a small paper badger looking straight at you, and Celty goes, what are you doing?
You can have that and
Get it
many
out!
more with this book.
You open the book, and it summoned a badger made of paper.
She kind of like throws the book back at you.
I catch it.
Okay.
I want to... Serenep's gonna walk over and be like, can I pick it up?
Can
Or
she
try-
pick the badger up?
Can I
It's made of paper. Yes, you could pick up Andrew.
I want to
I
pick
am
it
the
up.
strongest.
If Winsler,
Aw.
Winsler, you have Mira, you know this, and Winsler, in this moment, you also just intrinsically know
Are
this.
you sure, though?
You have a psychic bond with this creature.
But I already have a psychic
You know?
bond with fucking Mr. Wiggles.
It's a three-way conversation. Don't worry
I don't
about
like
it.
It's
three-way
like-
group chat.
conversations.
It's like
They're very
no,
confusing.
Sending
it's two
memes into the
separate
psychic
lines.
bond.
Well, Ben, you're in a five-way conversation right now. How does that feel?
Well, it's a 5-way conversation. It's fine. But 3-way? No, it's too difficult.
Context.
Anyways,
Phrasing.
so you can command this badger to do whatever you please, just like at your whim.
back in the
So
book.
if you want it not to attack your friends, you don't have to make it attack your friend, and such and so forth.
I don't want it to attack anybody, so...
Yeah.
It's just-
So it's just gonna sit
Yeah,
there
it's just gonna sit there.
like a cute paper badger.
Yeah.
I want to pick it up
And
so badly.
you can absolutely pick it up.
I want to pick it up and like scratch its paper ear gently.
It does not react in any way whatsoever because it's made of paper.
I'm just happy to fuck.
and
I'm
it's
just
very
happy to
light.
hold
It's a big like A4 piece of paper. Is A4? A2. A2 is what I meant.
I'm just happy to hold something nice. It's beautiful.
Celty is going to say, absolutely no way will I make the deal for that book. I hate creatures. Repulsive.
What a sour lady.
Very
How
sour.
rude.
Now we know she's evil.
Right? What good person hates animals?
It's either okay, 1/17 of your soul. Only upon your death.
Wait, wasn't it 1/18th before?
It was 16th.
1/16.
Okay. So I mean,
1/17 only upon death. Through natural causes, I will not send assassins after you.
I'm gonna give
I'm an upstanding person.
Winslow a look and like shake my head like no.
Oh, super same.
This is... Yo, yeah.
But I really want that scale.
It's
What
a very
do you
cool
need-
scale.
Winslow, what do you need the scale for?
Everyone else got one, so I just wanted to feel included.
Get the
Everyone
cool
else
I'll
got
give you one of
shoes.
mine. I'll give you my
She
spoon.
presses a button on it, and it makes a cool cha-ching sound, and she goes, look, it can do this. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
She's exploiting this simple farm boy.
I am
Whistler.
I am
Unethical.
so entranced by the cha-ching. I have to have it.
I hold out the jeweled fork that I got that I messed up the name of earlier.
The fork.
The fork, the utensil of such.
Yeah.
And I hold it out to Winslow and I'm like, I'll give you this if you just don't take the scale. Look how pretty it is.
Cha-ching,
Look how
cha-ching,
nice it is,
cha-ching.
Winsler.
This is
I
the
got
biggest
plenty of
internal
forks
conflict
back
anyone
home.
has faced
Hey,
to
and
this
Winslow,
day.
guess what? This won't cost you your goddamn soul.
Mine's just 1/17 of your soul and a bag of sand. What's that to
Go
you?
get your sand
You
back.
don't need your soul once you're dead.
Winsler.
You really
Winsler,
shouldn't do
I'm trying to keep
this.
any part of your soul safe right now, please.
Sold.
More
she
like
puts her hand out.
sold. But
Ah.
And shakes your hand, and a small, her eyes kind of glow this light purple color.
Carly, you don't look
and
so
a
impressed over
small
there.
S seems to be branded onto your wrist.
Hey, I got a cool tattoo just like you, Mira.
this is not a good thing. This is not desirable. This is not
And
a
she
thing we
goes,
need matching
"It's a
sets
pleasure.
of.
It was a pleasure doing business with you, son. The scale is all yours.
I take it.
Absolutely. Do you want to know what it does?
Yes.
Well, you'll have to wait until you cast Identify or something on it.
Do I have that?
Do you? I don't know. That's why I brought it up. You are the wizard. You are the in-house wizard.
Do I actually have that spell on me?
It's
I
actually
would have
an
imagined
illusion.
that I did take it at some point.
Well, I don't know. I tell you spells you learn, and then you yell at me that I never gave them to you.
You never
So-
gave me spells. No, I don't have it.
Okay.
Well,
if
at least
you
it makes a
spend a long
cool
rest-
ching sound.
Yeah, you can just sit
It's
with
a
it.
soundboard.
I'm just gonna
Cha-ching,
keep pressing it.
cha-ching. Absolutely.
How are you gonna
Um,
carry it with us?
It's pretty big. It's probably like 2 foot,
How are you
like
gonna carry
long,
it, Winslow?
like steel
I'll
scale.
just continuously cast reduce on it. It's fine.
Who's permanently sacrificing a
effective-
spell slot for a
that's
cha-ching
An
soundboard.
effective use. Yeah,
It's so
that's an
effective,
effective
though.
use.
More like defective.
What would you notice about this picking it up? It's not incredibly heavy. It's probably like 15
Makes a
pounds.
funny noise.
Which for something made of solid steel of that size is pretty good. It makes a cool sound. There's a single like brass button on it that makes a ching sound.
Oh yes.
It's as if you try to press down on the side of the scale that is up, you physically cannot push it down, but you have seen it move. So you know it's a functional scale. You just don't know in this singular moment of touching the scale for the first time how it exactly works.
I wonder if my roommate might be able to figure out something with this if we get back.
True.
If.
Oh,
If.
we'll be fine.
You know, if Ben doesn't
Um,
die suddenly and just...
It's not like I'm just gonna spontaneously combust or anything.
So, unless you guys wanted to buy anything else,
Are there any
there's a
cookies
cool
left?
set of. There's none, unfortunately.
Well,
Yeah,
sorry.
canonically, all the zucchini
They all
cookies
taste
gone.
like zucchini anyway.
Purple zucchini cookies gone. There's still some
Zucchini's
pie,
not that bad.
the sawdust one.
No thanks.
Okay. Celty goes, all right, and like knocks once on the inside door and opens and goes, have a excellent evening. It was a pleasure doing business. I'll see you when you're dead, Winslow.
Okay.
And pushes you
Goodbye.
out onto like the little deck entrance dock area and then slams the door and you hear, knock, please, can you knock on it? Seal it, please, 3 times. Can you knock on it?
Times.
No,
Are we just gonna ignore the request to knock at it?
I'm ignoring her. I walk down the steps.
house.
I don't like her. I don't trust her. I do nothing for this lady.
Me and Mir just kind of walk away from it.
I'm just gonna do a 1.5 knock.
Ha! That's even worse.
How do you
I love
half
it.
knock? How do you half knock?
Like you just put half the effort into the second.
You
knock?
just do like a singular knuckle, you know?
Ah, yes.
Just 1.5 more, please, or else my house will flood in my sleep.
Oh, delicious.
Them's the breaks. Unfortunate if she
Please.
dies before Winsler does and can't use the soul, huh?
Oh no,
I
no.
was too nice
Then
of a
he gets her
person,
soul.
so
That's the
I'm
second
gonna
part of the
Power move.
contract.
do the remaining knock.
Okay. Yeah, you knock 1.5 more times, and you hear the door go and seal.
Not the noise I expected to hear from a door.
You know what,
Vacuum sealed.
And once again, you all four enter into this big wash tub that's sitting in this aquamarine water.
Paddle it back, I guess.
And you can pull yourselves back to shore. And as you exit the tiny little boat, in quotation marks,
Totally a boat.
you see emerging from in the center of this crescent lake was a cluster of trees, almost vine-like, wrapping around each other to form just this immense amalgamation of trees that almost seem like it's just one with this very heavily rippled bark, but upon, like, if you actually look at it, you can very clearly see that it's just all these green and purple different trees. And then there's these baskets hanging from the upper branches that are like the size of small homes, like almost like egg baskets. Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? Like with the little hay in the bottom. Yeah, like a wicker basket that are just hanging from the branches. And out from a hole that seems to be bored into the center of the trees, the cluster, you see a tall black-haired elf, artist artesian, walking out, and he kind of waves at you and yells, "Come over here!" And
I go over there.
But what
as
if you were to
approach-
come to us?
You need to come over here. It's very important.
Are you sure?
I walk
are you sure
over.
it has to be
Yeah,
over
same.
there?
Okay, funny, but it's a matter of life and death, please.
Okay, hurry over, coming.
kids.
It is very much in your interest not to die.
Just leap into danger
so-
every waking moment.
Oh god.
Who needed
I'm
that
gonna walk
soul
too.
anyway?
Nah, it's only a 17th.
What's she gonna do? Make a
That's
17th of a zombie?
Yeah, really.
So
finger.
as you all walk over, you see Artis, very pale as always, with no smile this time, a red, or actually it would be bright red. Like normally it's like a dark maroony color ribbon that's pulled his hair back into like a ponytail, but now it's like a incredibly bright saturated ribbon underneath his purple, like bright purple coat. And he goes, "All right, so inside here is the second eldest. Don't say anything about being second eldest. Just be very respectful. You need to come and say hello. Do not make eye contact. Just kind of sit down. Don't act stressed out. Just answer any questions and we'll be a-okay.
It's just hello?
Also, don't lie. Just hello. Answer a few questions. What are you doing here? When are you leaving? Such and so forth. Oh, great. Gola Pedro, we respect you and revere you. Such and so forth. Simple things. And then we'll go and talk to the speaker for the first, and then we'll be able to go out and about. You didn't happen to find any interesting things looking about?
Talking rocks.
Some
Talking
some
rocks.
Cool
large
poncho?
bees.
Cool poncho, large bee. Rocks seem interesting. You all do know that you're here looking for, I think he said it, a source of earth elemental power that was detected. So earth elemental is relevant. Bees might also be relevant, but who knows? It's the middle of the night. They didn't want to talk to you.
Rightfully so.
So with that, Artis is going to go, all right, follow me, and go into the tree. And I presume you all follow without hesitation.
Yes.
With my head
So-
like hanging low. So to make sure that
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Like-
look at anyone.
Oh, okay.
If the second eldest is any taller than me, I don't have to make eye contact because the brim of my hat will prevent me from actually looking at them.
Looking up at them. Okay, so as you all walk in, there's a slight decline and you start walking on these coiled tree trunks, and they kind of bring you around in a spiral downwards into a dark chamber. The entire center of this coil is hollow, so it's just this big tube of trees. And as you descend probably 15 or so feet, you see Dessa Truebeards kneeling there on the ground, or I guess on the tree trunks, and looking at the ground, facing towards this like central chasm. And Artis is going to take a kneeling position beside her. And I presume all of you do too.
Yeah.
Yep.
When in Rome.
You looking down, don't see very much. You can see some spider webs here and there, just on the actual bark itself, kind of like pulling trees together and such and so forth. But you can't really see very far down into this hole. And it does seem to go further down than where it came out of the ground. So maybe it was a hole first and had the trees pulled around it second. That would be a logical conclusion. But you hear the sounds above you of hundreds of legs, thousands of legs, maybe. And you hear a voice that says, "Who dares enter the presence of the great Golapedra?"
All stress is gone now.
I'm trying to be very calm. I'm going to be like, hi, my name is Mira. We're very honored to be here.
And it kind of, this sound of dismay seems to echo throughout the tube.
Dear.
And then nothing. No sound of movement, no voice, nothing at all.
Your Grace, my name is Integrity Addleberry.
You hear some skittering coming from above you on the wall. It doesn't sound heavy, but again, hundreds, if not thousands of legs. Little taps above you on the tree trunks.
Oh, great Golapedra, my name is Winslow Wallaby, and I am forever humbled to be in your presence here today.
Greetings, great elder. I am humbled greatly by your presence.
I am not elder.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
I thought he'd be fine with elder. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
And you see Artis kind of look over you and like shake his head, and you see a mouth, "Golapedra, Golapedra."
I am graced by your presence, Golapedra. My name is Serenep Cinderman. Please excuse my ignorance earlier.
How's your hair arranged? Are you wearing anything on your head?
No, not really.
Is your hair arranged any specific way? Any fancy way?
No, it's pretty much just down.
Okay. You feel a very sharp tug of your hair, like kind of like pulling your head back so that you're looking upwards. And on the like wall, like you're looking almost straight up, like pulled very hard so that you're looking straight up. Does that make sense?
Like the shock of the
sensical
pull. Like,
yeah, it's not like a sustained thing. It's just kind of like a, like.
Yeah, but the second I get my bearings, I'm dropping my eyes as low as possible to the ground.
But in the few seconds that you're looking up, you can see like behind you on the wall of the tree, like this inner tube, you see just almost like a centipede, like the size of
Manhattan?
Like, I don't know, like a centipede the size of a city block, or like the length of a city block. And then at the very end, and its body is just this like clear color with like small floating pigment in it. And at the very end of it, it's just this like almost spider-like body with these human arms, like these 8 human arms. And it seems to scuttle away as after it pulls your hair. And Artis is going to stand up and brush his pants off and say, "That could have went worse. Elder, not a great choice of words. I'm sorry that I wasn't more specific. Secondborn are usually a bit sensitive about the subject, but
I had felt at least part of the title would have been I kind of just drop my head completely.
Mm-hmm. And he whispers, "It's not to discuss here. Dessa's going to go head to camp, and we will go up the tree and speak with the speaker for the first. Again, this don't be so shy for this one. They're not so prideful. Follow me." And then instead of going up, they go you guys go the reverse way and start to climb up the tree. And this transparent centipedal creature seems to be nowhere in sight. They scuttle away. You heard them scuttle away, but you don't know exactly where they went.
Serenep has shut down and she's keeping her head down.
Yeah. So as you climb to the not top of the tree, but to a fair height, probably 80 or so feet above the ground, and come to an opening that leads out. Like, it's almost as if one of the tree trunks has peeled away from the spiral and creates like this exit out onto a walkway for you. And sitting at the end of the branch, or I guess trunk, branch is also an acceptable word. Sitting at the end of the branch is a large woven basket the size of a small home. And there's a door in the front, so you could walk easily down this tree trunk. It's fairly wide. It's probably like 15 feet wide. And go in the front door of this basket if you would like to, which was what Artis is going to proceed to do if you'd like to follow.
And this is Shin Pem?
And yes, it is Shin Pem. Or the speaker for Shin Pem. And you can still see in the sky that this multi-legged, almost like serpentine dragon is still just flying around in figure eights and circles in the sky.
Shin Pem?
Shin Pem.
Shin Pem.
Shin Pem.
Okay.
SHINPEM. And Artis is going to open the door and walk in.
Ominous music.
And as the four of you follow, inside you see, if you want to close the door behind you, it's not a barn, but I won't dictate what you do. You see the ground is just covered in straw and dirt. It genuinely feels like you were shrunk down and put inside of a basket. Like, it's like perfectly scaled. And sitting on a small stone, like just square stone, flat square stone in the middle of the basket, is a very large goose wearing a white robe.
Okay.
And they're going to stand up on two legs and go, "Hello, I am the speaker for the first. It is a pleasure to meet all of you." And Artis is going to bow deeply and go, "The pleasure's all ours. These are my students. Introduce yourselves." And the big goose is like a Canada goose. I want you all to know.
Oh, I hate those
with
things.
Its very long,
sure
with its very long neck, is going to waddle over to all of you. It probably stands about 7 feet tall.
Holy shit.
All things considered. Its body ends at like 4.5 feet though. So like it's just all neck. And it's gonna look at each and every single one of you and go, "Pleasure to meet you."
I'm going to copy Artis's bow, and I'm going to say, "It's very much a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mira Marchand."
"Oh, Mira Marchand, it's a pleasure." And he's going to take your hands, if you'll let them, and shake your hand.
In his
like,
feathers?
Almost not like
Shake
like in his
you.
feathers.
Okay.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There is no like, yeah, just in the feathers. And not like vertically. He's gonna take them like one hand below and one hand above, and like push them up and
that's
down.
really weird.
Like the weird power handshake that I've seen people do. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna look at you next, Winsler, and go, "You're adorable," and pat your head, like on top of your hat. Next, Integrity, he will go, Wow, you're very bright. And then moving on to Serenef, he will go, oh, and a pleasure to meet you, Mira Marchand, as well, and shake your hands.
That's the name of our species now.
The Mirror Marchand.
It's like the Stevens.
So this bipedal goose is going to... All gooses are bipedal, never mind. This tall humanoid goose is going to stand back and go, now, my position here as speaker for the first requires me to ask you, for what purpose do you all come to the great plain of Isithil? And he makes a very stern face. As the sternest face you can imagine a goose making, it's that face.
That is very stern.
Yes.
I've seen some mean geese.
I want to look towards Artis and sort of like give shifty eyes towards him and then the goose.
Like, is this a test?
And then go back to the goose and say, we're here looking for some elemental magic. Earth, to be precise.
Well, there's lots of it.
Yeah.
And then no one laughs at all. It's just very quiet, and they're just smiling at you. And just smiling at you.
Guys, help me out here.
I think that about sums it up. We're looking for Earth elemental magic power, and
Was I not? Was it not a good joke?
oh yes, it was very, very funny. I have a response where sometimes I'm unable to laugh. It's a bizarre condition. It was very funny.
Wow. Everyone says that to me.
Wow.
Well, if all you're looking for is Earth elemental magic, I humbly welcome you on behalf of the first Eldest to our plane. I hope that your stay here is however long you want it to be. I don't know if you intend to be here briefly or longly, but I hope it's however long you imagine it will be in your mind. And that you are wildly successful in all your endeavors while here. And that you don't make any deals with woods witches.
I give Winsler the most pointed look.
Oh yeah,
Like,
also
yeah, that
Winsler's
would be
just
great.
holding this giant fucking scale in his
Oh yeah.
arms.
I
No one
forgot.
said
Yeah, you
anything
have
about
this
it yet.
giant scale.
At
going
this
to
point, do
pull
I
my
know
hat
what
over
wood
my
witches
face.
are?
A wood witch? I mean, it's kind of on the tin, a witch that lives in the woods.
But she lives in the water.
But the water's in the
That's
woods.
That's a good loophole.
She's a plain old witch.
It's a good loophole.
I live in the water.
And Artis is gonna look at all four of you and go, just kind of eyes, we're all good here.
Yeet.
I give a very
Okay.
polite
And
smile.
he's going to go, thank you very much, speaker. We will now return to our camp and leave everyone alone. Thank you very much for your time. And the speaker will go, no problem. Come back anytime.
Can we not?
And go back to sitting on the rock, just staring up at the sky. Its head is following the big flying snake.
I wish I could fly.
My wait.
As we leave, I'm gonna look at Winsler and I'm gonna be like, it might not be too late to trade it back. Everybody's warning us. Maybe if you go back and you're like, hey, I changed my mind, maybe you'll do another trade and it'll all be good.
We could go back and try that.
I think it's a good.
know,
I think it's a good idea.
What are you all talking about
nothing.
as he closes the door for you?
We were gonna talk about going to see how them bees were acting up again, but we might have to wait until it's a little bit in the morning. They were sleeping.
They were quite
Oh,
rude to us.
Okay.
Figured maybe trying again in the morning, we might be able to, have a nice conversation with them.
Well, we're probably going to be out of here come morning time. We're probably going to go to camp for a couple hours, get some rest, and then head out.
All right.
So that might be unavailable to you.
Alrighty.
I'm afraid.
Sad Winslow.
And unless you wanted to fess up or run away and go try to get
This
your
is
soul
a situation where we really should tell an adulty or adult, but not gonna happen.
But then he'll fucking disintegrate me.
Yeah.
And then we'll really be screwed.
Hey, artists.
Yes, Idleberry.
Hypothetically,
Mm-hmm. And he stops and looks at you on this
Hypothetically
tree
is never a good sentence with us.
No.
trunk. Hypothetically what? Hypothetically if you brought something I told you not to bring with you?
No. I'm just asking because you've told us not to make deals, and they told us not to make deals. What's up with that?
Well, in my experience, the wood witches, the tidal weavers, anyone, the root singers, whatever they want to call themselves, are usually pretty convincing, pretty seemingly sweet, and are just very conniving, always looking for souls and such.
What do they do with the
Why?
souls when they get them?
It's unknown to me, although I do know that most magic that involves using souls isn't exactly the most above the board. Why do you ask? Did someone proposition you for your soul in the short time you've been here? And he goes, ha ha ha.
That would be silly,
And
wouldn't
I
it?
laugh with him.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. Thanks.
He's gonna look at you weirdly and then begin to descend. And as you're descending, he's gonna ask, like, so, find anything about earth elemental magic? Any leads where we can start looking?
The talking rock.
Talking rock. There was no talking rock last time I was here.
Oh, yeah.
That should be good.
He came
Did you
from
talk
another
to them?
town. Patter, because they kicked him out because he was moving trees around. That seems earthy and elementally.
Okay, interesting. Might be worth investigating. And as you exit the tree, he's going to pull you aside and go, Wallaby, is there Patter anywhere on the map?
I'm gonna quickly pull up the map and try and figure out where the hell we are.
Absolutely. Easily you can figure out where Pitter is. Patter seems to be very close by.
Patter doesn't
On
seem
this
that
big map.
far.
Just a little bit to the northeast.
A little bit to the southwest. Looks like. Oh, hold on, the map's upside down.
He kind of Artist is gonna look up at the three of you no.
I think I got it. Don't worry.
It all comes with practice. We'll go back to the camp for a few hours and then head over there. See what's going on with exiling for destroying trees. Oh, weird.
Aye, Captain.
And with that, you all head back to, or not back to, because you've never been there. Head to the camp, which Mirandine and folks set up for you. I'm gonna start referring to their party when I want it to be positive by another name.
Murin Stinky.
By Era and
Oh, they're
folks.
nice people. We like them.
Yeah, they're nice, but
How nice of them.
Mirandine's trash.
And as you get there, you'll see that there's a couple tents set up, all of them bright heck. What color was it? Red
Bright
or
heck?
green? The tents are bright green.
Okay.
And there's 3 of them set up. And it seems to be like they cleared a campsite out of the roots that are growing everywhere. So that it's just the bare bright orange dirt. And half of this cleared space seems to be left for you.
I'm gonna turn to Artis and I'm gonna say, am I going to place the warding stones now?
Yes, that would be a very good idea. I think there should be 2 sets between the 4 of you. So just circle the camp.
Yeah, she goes off and does that.
Yeah. Who has the other pair?
I don't know.
I think Mira has them, or Integrity.
I have the apothecary.
You have the apothecary, so it would be Integrity that has them.
Yeah, totally. I have it. Yeah.
You wrote all that stuff down that I told you, right?
I'm pretty sure I put it down. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
totally.
has satchel with 6 flat stones. Yes, I do have them.
Okay.
So I put them down.
Okay, so each of you can easily make a semicircle around the campsite, and making a complete circle around the campsite. And then you can start setting up tents. Integrity.
I drop my bag and be like, guys, let's put it up.
Okay.
I mean, there's 4 separate tents, so
Well, yeah, I dropped the
So-
bag and I'm like,
Oh,
here
okay.
you go.
here's your tent.
Are they all
Here's
green?
your tent.
You're gonna put
Here's
all
Or
your
are they all
tent.
different colors?
Yours are
Aw.
not. The ones that Integrity has
Are
are all
orange.
orange.
Do they have letters in them or just orange?
No.
We can
So they have a lot of
monogram all of our
patches and-
tents.
But they're like, they all seem to be made of
Swim.
like this very thin fabric, and seem to be, they're like a ton of patches on them, like as if they've been destroyed and put back together many, many times.
Yeah,
Serenep's
just
gonna
like hand it out.
just quietly take her tent and just kind of go off to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, something you've never done before, and just, yeah, you can do this. Does anyone want to do anything special before taking a quick break to eat some foods and hang out with your Winslet?
I want to inspect the little handy dandy scroll scroll case that I always carry around with me.
Oh, the scroll case that you've had since
Yeah.
You created Winsler and have never referenced it
school's
once.
been busy, right? It's real hard to like find time to just, look at stuff, right?
Yeah, sure. All that time I've given you in your dorm room to look at anything you wanted. What does it look like?
I don't think it's anything fancy. I think it was just like some basic scroll case, but it can't be opened.
Yeah,
It's stuck.
just basic.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be any different than normal. I assume the intent behind bringing it with you would be like, oh, maybe it'll be different in a different plane.
Different
but
situations render
Doesn't
different
seem
results.
to be acting up in any specific way.
Sadness.
Yeah.
Deep inherent sadness.
Veldon is going to come over to you while you're setting your tent up, Mira, and go, oh, hey, I just wanted to say, thank you for, giving me those cookies the other day. It was real nice of you.
Oh yeah, Alina's a really good baker. I hope you like them.
What? I thought they were from you.
What? No, there was a note. They were from Alina.
I didn't see a note.
Oh, it must have fallen off or gotten lost or something. Those were from Alina.
Sure. And he, like, looks at you really
Oh.
weirdly.
Ew.
Ah!
Well,
Wow.
tell
Eek! Oh no!
Alina thank you then.
I will.
They were really good. I love sugar cookies.
I will
me
let
too.
her know when we're not in the plane anymore.
Yeah. Cool. And he kind of backs
This is
away.
the worst.
Oh
And
no!
he, like, takes a few steps backwards and then turns around and runs very quickly back to their tent.
This isn't good.
Okay.
I feel like that's me when I
anyone-
was in my younger years.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young years old.
I'm baby.
Baby.
So what did everyone get again, so that I can tell you? Because you're taking a short rest. So you're going to be able to figure out, just by spending time with your items, what they do.
Yellow raincoat.
You got a yellow raincoat
Yellow raincoat.
covered in
Rat tails and bird feathers.
rat tails and swan
Swan
feathers.
What a terrifying combo.
Yeah, but it's so stylish for this plane. It's like London Fashion Week up in here.
I'll read you verbatim what my notes say, because they're very funny and I didn't remember writing this. Allows the wearer to look very stylish, and I guess they can cast Speak with Animals once daily.
Cool. Would that apply only to like animals, or would like she be able to talk with Kurogami with this?
Just beast animals. Or Kurogami would be like
Okay.
a construct.
Would have been cool.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Integrity, did you get anything?
I got moon
You got the honey. So moon honey, so this big jar has 2 uses. It can cure any ailment or injury, or can be used to clean any stain.
Ooh.
It'll also make you glow. So
Like a highlighter?
Like a
Or like a glowfish.
like a glowfish.
Like glow
fluoresce.
everywhere.
Like fluoresce, yeah.
You
And-
could use it as skin ointment, and then you'll be like a purple glow.
And how much is in the bottle? Like is
It's
it
like a big jar.
okay? Like how big is the jar? Like larger than my hands?
Yes.
Larger than
like a
normal
big-
people hands?
Like a Pooh Bear, like a Winnie the Pooh jar of honey.
Okay, so it's not like one consumption kind of thing. It's like
You have 2 uses of it. Like that's how much you would have to drink of it for it to work.
oh,
God,
wow,
that's a
lot
lot.
of honey.
It's a lot of honey. And opening the little lid, it's like bright white, glowing.
GFP now
Wonderful.
stands for Great Flavored Potion. Because, yeah, okay. It's the stuff that makes you glow green when you, yeah.
Wow, what a funny joke. I didn't get the
So other
reference
people didn't. I
whatsoever.
wasn't explaining it to you. If everyone doesn't get my jokes at all times, I will die.
Serenap, you got the fork, right? You got the fork and a truth potion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Truth potion, pretty self-explanatory. If you put it, it's one use. If you put it in someone's drink or feed it to them or force, like somehow get them to ingest it, it will cause them to speak truth only truth for 5 minutes. And then you got the three-pronged brass fork.
Yes.
You can activate it to turn it telescopically, like it'll be like into a trident,
Wow.
Yes.
and it's just a big fork.
Yes.
Doesn't look like a trident. You can use it as a trident weapon, but it just makes it's just a big brass fork
I've been,
with very sharp
I've been practicing
prongs.
with javelins. Trident is the next step.
We can all share
Congrats,
the fork
you're
while eating.
Aqua woman.
Hell yeah.
You can all what?
Share the fork while eating? Because it's so big that it can be like...
Each person gets a prong and someone gets the back of the
Yeah.
fork to eat off of. Like
Jesus.
giant shish kebab.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm genuinely shocked. I don't think I said this to you last time. I'm genuinely shocked. No one bought a love potion. They were on for super cheap. Super duper. Literally in my notes it says super duper cheap.
Love is not real.
Exactly. If you need a potion to make someone love you, they don't love you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Harry.
during so you have 3 hours of downtime. Did you guys want to do anything? Keep in mind also you've been up like all night. Like you were up all since like 6:30 that morning until now, and it's probably like 11:30 at night
All-nighter.
or midnight your time. So you have 3 hours if you want to take a nap or something.
That seems reasonable.
Before I nap, can I take a quick read of the book that artist gave me about like the creatures of the place, the creatures of the
Yeah, absolutely.
the creatures that I will encounter in this
The creatures you'll encounter.
probably.
So the first one you look at, it's just a compendium of.
Oh no, like I just want to know that I've read it. I don't need to know all of it.
Well, I'm going to tell you. It's just about the basic fauna and stuff in the first book, which is reading the first book is going to take you like an hour, if that's okay with you.
Oh,
It's very
that is
short.
very untrue to me.
Did you just want to skim?
Yeah, like I'm like that looks cool.
Okay, there's illustrations.
Yes,
so,
I just look
yes.
at pictures, quickly read them,
Okay.
and then because I want to take
Okay.
a nap.
Okay. You very quickly learn that there's a lot of different kinds of squirrels that are differentiated by the dots on their backs and the amount of tails they have. Additionally, you learn that there's 18 Eldest. So like the 18 first things that Isithel created are self-entitled enough to call them the 18 Eldest.
Rip whoever's ever the 19th.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I nap.
Okay. And then you all nap?
Snooze.
Actually, can I take a
land.
quick look at the chart that I was given about the moon phases?
Oh, the moon phase chart.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, it seems that when you guys came in here, the little like portal to get in was only open for like 4 minutes, and it was very small. And it seems that the like crossover between this plane and the material plane seem to, as it approaches like a full moon every month, or every like couple weeks, I guess, the kind of crossover gets stronger. So that means like the portals to the dimensions or the planes would stay open longer. They would be more abundant. They would probably be a lot easier to find. There might be other effects, but mostly this chart just tells you, in general, this is how frequent, like this is what time of day that the portals will appear. During full moons, they're around the entire day of the full moon. And then the exact opposite spectrum, sorry that I don't know my lunar cycles, everyone. The opposite side of the full moon would be there for like 30 seconds and then disappear.
Okay.
Anything else? Any other business, or is it nap time?
I think
everyone?
it's nap
Off
time
to
for
snooze
Mira.
land.
Nap time.
Okay. Are you guys going to... Artist seems to be already in his tent asleep. So, sorry, you've lost guidance from that perspective.
It's okay.
Ira will bring over some, like, stew. It's just brown stew. It does not smell good, nor does it look good.
Might forego it.
and
Mira
she's
already
going
ate
to-
in the creepy old lady's house.
She's going to be like, you guys want some?
I'll have some.
No, thank you, but I really appreciate the offer.
Ooh, that looks
Oh,
good.
yeah. Cool. You guys have bowls, so here you go. And she just kind of sets it on the ground and then walks back to their side of the campsite and goes, I'm going to go sleep. So,
Okay.
see y'all in the morning.
Nice.
Is this
And
after
she
I
crawls
nap?
into her tent. This is before you guys nap.
Oh. Okay.
Serenep just finishes with the chart and
is-
goes back to her camp.
Yeah, this is
tent.
when you guys are still like looking at charts and looking at
Okay.
stuff.
I'm gonna have some.
So you can eat some stew. It's not good. It's some sort of like meat stew. It does not taste good whatsoever.
It can't be any worse than what we had on the farm.
But it's very filling.
Seems weird that they hunted
Oh.
for it, given that the creatures we've met in this realm seem to be sapient.
yeah,
Well, you
now that
guys
you
saw
mention it,
some-
that's a little
yeah,
disturbing.
Yeah. It's true.
Please, don't.
We
Yeah, literally,
murdered
like.
some people.
Ah, you've stabbed
Um,
me.
Also, I realized that I completely forgot about Winsler when we were going around talking about magic items, because you had asked about your scroll case, and I was like, nothing happening with that right now. The scale.
Yes.
You might be interested to know what this does.
Cha-ching.
So
Was it worth a soul?
it cha-chings. You can control it with the mind. It requires one slot of attunement to make either side sit up at your command. Other than that, it functions as a immovable rod.
Ooh.
So once you activate it, once you push one side up, it requires, like, I forget what the exact statistics of it. It's immovable unless a certain amount of, unless someone exerts a very strong amount of force upon it to move it.
Okay.
So you now have a long distance immovable rod.
Yes.
And by immovable rod, I mean like a scale. So congrats. Was it worth 1/17 of your soul?
Of course it was.
Okay. And with that, we're gonna end this week's episode. Hey Sarah, can you do the outro?
Yes. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to Trials and Trebuchets. If you enjoyed our podcast, feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. It helps us out a lot and we really appreciate it. If you'd like to see teasers for upcoming episodes or just chat with us, you can find us on Instagram or Twitter at Trials and Trebs. We also have a Discord server now, and you can find the link for that on either of our social medias. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for listening very much. I appreciate it. Everyone here appreciates it. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
See you on the flip
Bye.
side, listeners.
Why do I
That's
always
exactly
wave?
what I would have said, Luke, if you let me.